What's good, my people? It's the man Low Key. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, the video I've got for you is my first race of season 5 in ERO. This was the Japanese Grand Prix on Sunday. If you'd like to watch my races live, I stream them on Sundays at 6 o'clock here on YouTube. So hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and you'll be first to know when I'm live streaming. As you can see here now, this is qualifying. I'm about to go out for my first run. Practice was really good for this race. I did a decent amount of practice during the week, and I was feeling pretty confident of a good qualifying result around the track where really qualifying is vital, because overtaking is so difficult and managing your ERS is probably one of the hardest circuits to manage ERS, because there's not many heavy braking zones enough for you to really recoup what you may have to use. So yeah, like I said, I was feeling confident, got some good practice in. So here, me and my teammate, who you could also hear in the party, alongside our race engineer. You can see here coming through the final chicane, I'm about to set my first banker lap, and coming across the line, it's a 126.0, which was an okay lap, but I'd definitely done quicker in practice, so I knew that there was some time in there. Do you know who's P1?
Max is P1, P2 Brett, and third Transmike.
What lap did Maxwell do?
Tobias behind you. Maxwell did 25.944. 25.9, and Brett did just 6 milliseconds slower.
So the top 5 are like attempts then?
Yeah, top.
Wow, is it really?
Top 6 is in 1.5 tenth. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how is it equaled.
So as you heard there, my race engineer, who was also in the party with me and my teammate, was just telling me that the top 6 were covered by about 1/10.5. So you can see my first lap put me in P5. I actually messed up my second lap right at the start in the first sector, so I had to abort the lap. So here you can see, skipping to the end of the session, 37 seconds left on the clock. I'm currently in P11, so it's very vital that I get this lap and I make it stick, at least to put me in good position for the start of the race. So I'll leave you to watch the lap, and I'll be back at the end.
Good help in the lap.
Okay, B14.
Okay, Villa.
126.0.
Julian on pole.
No talking, please, guys.
Thanks. Sorry. Nice.
I think I lost some time at the last corner. Fuck. So that was the end of my qualifying session. As you can see on the left there, currently in P7, but a few cars come across the line and I end up in P9. So 25.9, I wasn't happy with 25.9 at all, really. I'd gone quicker quite consistently during practice. So 25.9 wasn't great, and P9 on the grid also a very dangerous place to start, right in the middle of the pack. So lap 1 was always going to be crucial, getting a good start and trying to get the jump on a few of the cars ahead to keep me in good position for the race, because me starting in P9, I felt like I was out of position for the pace that I had over the weekend. I definitely felt like I could be running a little bit higher up. But you can see there anyways, it's very, very close between, well, everywhere apart from P1. Bread really managed to get his first sector of his lap hooked up and basically carry that speed throughout the lap. Besides that, everybody was quite close. You can see here now, after the formation lap, lining up on the grid. I'll leave you to watch the start, and I'll be back very, very soon. Maxwell's lagging. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Easily now.
So halfway through the first lap, you can see here I'm up into P7. I managed to gain a place after having an electric start, and also with Maxwell disconnecting, unfortunately for him. So I found myself behind Tobias after I ended up, well, I went a little bit wide and he understeered into me. So he gained the position. Fair play to him. He pulled off the move. So at this point, really, it's now about holding position and staying in the DRS to the car ahead.
Okay, Loki, good pace, 1.5 second acceleration on the DRS.
Cool. So now here, moving on to lap 7. Between lap 1 and lap 7, there wasn't really much going on, just cars jostling for position. But here now you can see a few cars decide to pit early. Someone pit? Luke.
Delay.
So tell me what tires Luke goes on to?
Go on mediums. But
Luke is going hard.
Look in pits and which tires? Can't see that. Can't see that. Okay, hards.
Hards.
Loki, maybe you could try undercut as you said on mediums this lap.
Yellow flags.
Fofana. It's Ferrari. Karma.
So as one of the cars ahead decided to pit for the hard tires, that was a massive moment in the strategy of this race, as I'd always intended to go from the softs to the mediums. So I knew that early on in my stint I'd be a lot quicker than anybody else that chose to go on the hard tires, whereas they would be quicker at the end of the race. So at this point it was really about trying to push as hard as possible and get as much out of these soft tires as possible, really with them coming towards the end of their life here on lap 8. So what, Luke went on hards, yeah?
I can't see that. I'm not sure, but let's say everybody continue to show tires.
I'm gonna go with the mediums.
Alright, so then now or lap 10?
Lap 10.
Alright.
They both pit, 2 people pit. I'm gonna pit lap 9. So as you've just seen, 2 cars have decided to come into the pits for a set of hard tires, whilst I'm continuing round on the soft. So this lap here is very, very vital for my strategy, as if I could get a really good in lap, it could put me either a lot closer or even ahead of the cars that pit, as they've chosen to go to the slower hard tires. But I make a slight error here and I go wide, which costs me about 9/10 of a second. My front tires were effectively dead at this point, so I knew it was the time to pit.
Yeah, so I think you can, because in SS you lose.
Okay, I will switch.
Damage. Switch it to defense.
Say again.
Yeah, tires are dead. Fuck.
Okay, so box this lap, Loki, and
coming into the pits here on lap 9, you can see the car ahead Tobias has got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I choose to go in the medium tires, which was always the plan. I always plan to go to the mediums. as the net race leader Julian chose to go on the hard tyres, and Tobias also chose to go on the mediums, but now he's got a 5-second time penalty. He's going to have to push a little bit harder. You can see on the track FRL Luke and LR Patrick go past me on the hard tyres. So now I know at this point I've got about 8 to 10 laps to get past and overtake in order to really utilise the tyre advantage that I have by going to the mediums. The earlier the better, really, because at some point my tyres would die and theirs would still be okay. So it was really the priority to catch up and get past.
Tobias. Yeah, Tobias is still. He's got penalty.
Yeah, 5 seconds. I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Right. Push now.
So now moving on to lap 12. As you can see, I've managed to get onto the back of Patrick ahead, and at this point I really need to get past as soon as possible. I can tell by the flashing light on the back of his car that he's using a lot of his ERS, so I was really just trying to calculate my way through. I was stuck behind for about 2 laps, and coming on to lap 14 now, here you can see I've decided I'm going to use my ERS before the final corner and try and make the move. So going to the left and very late on the brakes, trying to find a way around the outside. There was no way around, so I had to stay behind for another lap. Fuck. You could really hear I was starting to get frustrated about not being able to get past. It's really a difficult circuit to overtake. So unsurprisingly, if you don't really make a move early, then you will find yourself stuck in a DRS train. And it almost got to that until here on lap 15, where the race took a massive turn.
But not that much, because the gap between Luke and Tobias is... Who?
Is that a ghosted car?
Who?
Oh, Tobias. Has he got damage?
I don't know.
He's slowing down. He's in front of us now.
Yeah, see. I will check. Now seems his car is okay.
He's slowing down. He's got
Maybe
damage.
puncture.
No, but yes, he's slowing, but guys, it looked like it was on purpose.
There's a crash here.
Yeah, no puncture. I think it was on purpose.
Has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
And Mercedes spun. Yeah, because he's spitting.
Tobias has 10 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, for speeding in a pit lane.
There's a lot going on here. I don't know what's happened. I think Bread has damage as well. What's happened here?
I don't know. Mercedes spun. Some Mercedes, it's heavy ranking or.
There's 6 cars here. We're all fighting.
I am gassing you guys.
So suddenly here on lap 16, the cars that were maybe a few seconds up the road, they've come. I think there was some type of collision where wings were lost. And here you can see into the hairpin, I have to go a little bit defensive to the car behind. There's about 6 of us here battling. Now moving on to the end of lap 16, I sense an opportunity to overtake Luke ahead as Patrick's streaking away. So really I need to get past as soon as possible with the DRS wide open, the ERS fully deployed. I look to go up the inside, but Luke closes the door, and in the last moment I have to back out, otherwise I would have ended up like that McLaren that you just saw spun around on the track. At this point, Patrick has managed to get past Bread, who sustained wing damage, so he's losing a lot of time. And the longer I'm behind Luke and Bread, the more time I'm losing to Patrick up ahead. So really, it was vital that I got past as soon as possible.
Luke, oh no, Loki has Melbourne flashbacks.
Yep. What's this guy doing? He's just taking me off! What the hell? Now, moving on to the end of lap 17, you can see Luke here is about to get past Bread through 130R. Bread, who's really struggling with some severe wing damage, he's on his way into the pit lane and is effectively out of this race. You can see that flashing light on the back of Luke's car, so I'm already thinking I want to line up an overtake, and he makes a very costly error coming out of the final corner and ends up sideways. So now I know I need to give it all to get past here, as this could be my best opportunity. I go to the left this time, go around the outside into turn 1, and that is P4 in this race.
Okay, Loki, good job. Very good. And now escape the look.
So as I said, you can see now in lap 18, I've made my way up into P4. Now moving to lap 20, one of the cars ahead has made his first pit stop, which has promoted me up onto the podium in 3rd position. So after starting in P9 here in Japan, 7 laps to go, I find myself in P3. At this point, I was really trying to break the DRS to Luke. I was trying all I could with the little ERS that I had. I knew that he was using a lot of his ERS to defend from the cars behind and to stay within my DRS. And I managed to cut the gap down to Patrick ahead to 1.9 seconds, as my medium tyres were still the better tyre to be on at this point. But not for too much longer, as maybe around lap 24, the hard tyres start to become the better tyre to be on, as my tyres would have experienced a lot more wear by then. So coming around Spoon Corner into the final sector, you can see the gap's just at 8 tenths, but I just don't have that extra ERS to push the button and really get out of the DRS or get Luke out of my DRS. Look how many cars are behind me right now.
Yankees and I think...
Who's on the best tyres?
You are...
Moving on to lap 21 now. Well, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's about 7 cars behind me within maybe about 3 seconds. So Luke is 5 tenths behind me. He's managed to stay in my DRS, and I didn't manage to break the DRS. So at this point, my tyres are slowly starting to deteriorate, and the hard tyres are starting to come into their own. You'll be able to see that by the gap to Luke. But with 6 cars behind me, this means that at this point, the pressure's really on, because any slight mistake can really be the difference between a podium and finishing in P9 or even outside of the points.
Same percent of DRS as you.
Okay.
Okay, how did the tires feel?
Alright. But they're on 61% in the front left. So they might go soon.
Okay, 2 laps to go.
You heard it there. 2 laps to go, the Japanese Grand Prix. Currently in 3rd position after starting in 9th. But my front tyres are really starting to struggle. You can see here now, coming across the line to start this penultimate lap of the race, the pressure's really mounting at this point, as Luke's tyres are starting to, well, they're now better than mine. My tyres aren't really in great shape whatsoever. And there's cars literally queuing up behind all the way up to P10. So from P3 to P10. All on the same straight. I don't know if you can see it on the map on the bottom left. But really, the nerves were starting to creep in now. Because, like I said, any slight mistake and that would be the podium gone.
Let's see who will battle on the last lap. It's going to be very dramatic, I hope.
It is 2.3 seconds.
I just got a warning. As little talking as possible, please, now.
Okay, last lap. Give it everything, guys. So
some needed encouragement there from my engineer, as you could tell by my response that the pressure was really mounting. I couldn't speak. I didn't want to speak because really I needed every ounce of concentration, especially around this part of the circuit. The exit of Spoon going all the way down to the final corner. I needed to make sure that for these last 2 laps, my exits were on point and I managed my ERS and my fuel, and most importantly, making no mistakes. So coming into the final lap here now. I will leave you guys to watch it, and I'll be back at the end of the race.
Final lap of the race.
Last lap.
Nice, Loki, nice. Nice green sector.
So, does anyone in the top 10 has a big penalty?
I can't see the.
3 seconds is the gap between you and the next car. 3 seconds.
Loki's in very good way. Nice Loki! Get in there! Get in there, man!
Yes! Beaten!
Absolutely astonishing, guys. Masterclass of
Come on,
gold.
Loki!
That was there we go.
B3!
That was good.
Yes! Get in there,
Loki.
boys!
I was just looking at how possible that you got strong exit from last corner. That was unbelievable. Nice, I'm proud of you guys.
This
Get
strategy
in there,
worked!
boys! Ha Yes!
Yes.
Woo!
Amazing, that reaction
Oh.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh!
Just like mine reaction in Brazil.
Oh! Oh
Guys.
my god!
Guys, I'm proud of you.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my god! I can't breathe. Wait, hold on.
Yes.
As I'm sure you could tell by my reaction, I was very, very pleased with the podium. I think my reaction came mostly from the pressure that I was really under those last 10 laps to not make a mistake and to maintain that podium, especially with the way my season ended last year. I really wanted to start this year on a high. Qualifying wasn't as I'd liked, but the P3 was great to be on the podium. As you can tell, it was a wonderful feeling.
Man.
That's wonderful. Come on, boys. Oh man.
That's
Oh man.
super, guys.
Oh man.
Some strategy so
You
didn't pay off.
need to pour champagne like you did on your Instagram story now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh my days.
Yeah.
The pressure there was incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can
You
totally
could not
imagine. guys.
believe it.
So a very satisfying start to the season. I'd just like to say, really, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for the competition. Very, very strong grid with some very good drivers here. This type of competition and competing at this level is really what I enjoy doing. So a reaction like that after finishing P3, for me, that's very much so warranted, because some of the people that I drive with, well, most of the people that are on the grid are very, very top drivers on this game. So yeah, to finish on the podium in the way I finished on the podium was extremely satisfying for me. Hopefully more podiums to come this season. Next race is Australia, a track I strongly dislike, very, very strongly dislike. But as always, I'm going to be trying my best. I'm going to be pushing my hardest for good results. If you'd like to watch that, I'm going to be live streaming that on Sunday. So hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. You'll be first to see when I go live. Besides that, if you like the video, hit the like button, comment, Tell me what your favorite part was, and I'll be sure to be back with a video detailing the events of the Australian Grand Prix this time next week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.